Hello, today we're looking at racism and the criminal justice system. Now, this is a question that has been in the news and discussed a lot very recently with the Black Lives Matter protests and George Floyd. It's perhaps turned a clearer lens, a clearer focus onto racism in various different areas. Obviously, there's been some discussion about racism in sport and racism in various workplaces, and the racism and the criminal justice system is another kind of key area that the various people in society and various groups in society want to kind of put a focus on to understand the extent to which there is a problem and to think about how we can kind of solve these problems. The reason that's important for us is because in the justice course there's obviously a lot of things that we've looked at very specifically. We've looked at case studies, we've looked at different types of punishments, and we've looked at different reasons that people commit crimes. But one of the things we haven't done all that much recently is kind of take a kind of more holistic view. That means we've kind of looked at the whole thing. And when you're answering questions on justice, if you have a good understanding of the problems and the successes of the justice system as a whole, then it means that you can apply that knowledge anywhere and in any question. And so understanding the ways that racism, or the roles that racism plays in the justice system, is something that you can apply anywhere. It could be in the causes section of the course, and it can be in the punishment section of the course, because those things are both significantly influenced by questions of race. In order to get us to think a bit about that, I've created a series of articles that are in the instructions for you to read if you so wish, and also a video. It's a short interview with David Lammy, who is a Labour MP who conducted quite an important review into racism in the justice system. So feel free to read them at your leisure. Read all of them, or read some of them, or go away and do some of your own research. You can also have a look at the video, and there's lots of other videos on YouTube about this sort of thing. Once you've done that, or while you're doing that, then have a go at the questions. And the first thing I've got you to do is to fill in a table. Now, the table is relatively self-explanatory, but basically what it's asking you to do is to write down the percentage of black and minority ethnic people in the Scottish population, the English and Welsh population, and the USA population. So that's in the population overall. Basically, what percentage of people in Scotland, in England and Wales, and in the USA are black and minority ethnic? And then have a look at what percentage of the prison population are black and minority ethnic in Scotland, in England and Wales, and in America, and see if there's a difference there. And if there is a difference, if there are a higher proportion in prison than there are in the population, that means that the black and minority community are overrepresented. And if there's a lower population in prison than there are in the population, that means they're underrepresented in prison. So you can go away and find those statistics wherever you so wish. Involve a little bit of Googling, a little bit of research for yourself. Then once you've done that, have a think about, what does it tell us? What do these statistics tell us? Now, statistics by themselves are useless, so have a think. What does it tell us about the population at large, and the population in prison? And then think into some of the things, the articles, and some of the points that David Lammy makes. What are some of the reasons they give for more, and obviously is an overrepresentation, not to give the game away too much in the table, but that's what you're going to find. What are the reasons for this? Why are there more black and minority ethnic people proportionally in prison than there should be? And they give a variety of reasons about types of crimes, laws, the way that people are treated by the police, the way that courts treat people, and see if you can be specific with some of them. And then do a little bit of evaluation for yourself. Which one do you think is the most convincing? Which one do you think you believe the most? Is there a reason there, or is there another reason you have that actually, right, I think the best reason, or that best explains the overrepresentation is what? And then explain what that reason is and why you think it. And then obviously in the articles, they're not just saying there is a problem. A lot of them are saying, right, this is the solution. And there are a few things that are suggested that might solve that problem. So have a think about what we can do today and in the future to maybe lessen the effects of racism in in the justice system, if it is racism, or if it's something else. Is it something else that's causing this overrepresentation? If it's not racism, maybe there's another problem. What can we do to solve this? And then, do you think the justice system is racist? Is it discriminatory against certain groups of people? Have a think about what you've read and what's been said and what you've learned about the justice system as a whole in the course, and have a go answering that question. Maybe give some reasons for your answers. And finally, I've said it a bit at the start, but think about where you can use this information. What sort of questions could you bring this up in, and where specifically would this be good to write about? Where would these statistics be helpful in? And have a think about how that can help you in the course, because that's why we're doing this this lesson. It isn't just because it's something that's interesting, although it isn't just something that's important to understand, although it is also that. It's because as well that having a good understanding of this kind of information will help you be able to write better answers in the exam. So if you get a good grasp of this, as I say, it gives you a kind of a worldwide view of the justice system rather than just looking at it in little specific bits. So hopefully you will find that helpful, and as ever, if you have any questions, just let us know and we'll do our best to answer them.